The drama begins with Sang Ji, an intelligent, creative, and quite distracted student, the kind who can be physically in class but have her mind somewhere else. While the teacher explains, she is focused on her drawings, as if the entire classroom disappeared around her. The problem is that this habit is already bringing her consequences. The teacher scolds her in front of everyone and, to make matters worse, demands that she bring her parents to school. Sang Ji panics, because she knows that if her family finds out, the lecture will be extremely long. So she tries to find a less painful way out, asking her older brother, Sang Yen, for help. Sang Yen lives in the university dormitory and almost never answers his sister's messages when she needs him. Sang Ji writes to him desperately, trying to convince him to go to the meeting instead of their parents. But he ignores her at first and then refuses without even listening to the full explanation. To her, that confirms the usual. Her brother is good for annoying her, but not for saving her. Resigned, she thinks she will have to tell her mother. However, when she arrives home, she discovers that Sang Yen came back from the dorm. So she quickly goes up to his room to insist face-to-face. What she does not expect is to find Duan Jiashu there, her brother's best friend. Sang Ji is completely confused, because the boy sitting in the room is handsome, calm, and far too kind to be Sang Yen. For a few seconds, she even thinks her brother got plastic surgery. Duan Jiashu is amused by the confusion, and when Sang Yen enters, the teasing is ready. Sang Ji feels embarrassed, but she does not lose sight of her goal. She needs someone to go to school for her. Since Sang Yen refuses, she uses her favorite weapon. She cries exaggeratedly until her mother comes upstairs and scolds her brother. Duan Jiashu witnesses everything and discovers that this shy girl can also be very cunning. When they are left alone, Sang Ji directly asks Duan Jiashu for help. She explains that the teacher called her parents and that she is in trouble. At first, he tries to stay out of it, but she turns the situation around. If he had not mentioned the plastic surgery confusion, Sang Yen would not have gotten so annoyed and maybe he would have helped her. Duan Jiashu understands that, somehow, he has been trapped in the chaos of that family. Before leaving, he asks her name and the school where she studies. Sang Ji does not know if he will really go, but from that day on, he begins to occupy a strange place in her memory. 3 years later, Sang Ji is no longer a little girl. She is in high school, she has grown up, but she still keeps that mischievous side that makes her get into trouble without meaning to. When Sang Yen returns home after some time, she tries to ignore him because she is resentful over all the messages he never answered. During lunch, Sang Yen comments that he has to go pick up his luggage and that of some friends, because they changed residence. Sang Ji immediately imagines that one of those friends could be Duan Jiashu. So she offers to accompany him, pretending that she only wants to help with the suitcases, although in reality she is anxious to see him again. In the new dormitory, Sang Ji reunites with Duan Jiashu, and the nerves immediately return. He recognizes her as Sang Yan's younger sister, but she rushes to clarify that she is no longer in elementary school and that she is not a child. The problem is that she has just taken a fox plush toy from his car because she thought it was cute, and that makes him tease her even more. Duan Jiashu treats her with affection and jokes, as if he had known her forever, and that unsettles her. She tries to behave maturely, but she blushes every time he gets close or speaks to her with that playful calm. From there, Sang Ji begins to look for excuses to be near him. When she forgets her notebook in the dorm, Duan Jiashu calls her to let her know. She takes advantage of it and asks him for help with an essay she has to turn in the next day. He agrees to meet her early at the bus stop. Sang Ji gets so excited that she sets several alarms so she will not be late. When he is delayed, she remembers that years ago he was also late to the meeting with her teacher and gets a little angry. But when she sees him appear with milk and an apology, almost all of it goes away. Duan Jiashu guides her with the essay, but she is more interested in knowing about his life than in studying. Later, Sang Yen invites her to dinner, and she accepts only because she believes Duan Jiashu will also go. At first, she is disappointed not to see him in the car, but then Sang Yen stops to pick him up and her mood changes completely. During the ride, Duan Jiashu teases her a little, asks if she considers him handsome, and notices that she blushes when she looks at him. Sang Ji tries to deny it, while Sang Yen gets annoyed because his friend is teasing her too much. That dynamic between the three becomes one of the funniest parts of the story. Sang Yen is the protective and annoying brother, Duan Jiashu is the charming friend who knows how to provoke, and Sang Ji is the girl trying to hide a crush that becomes more and more obvious. On that same outing, something happens that leaves a mark on Sang Ji. When they are about to enter the restaurant, she feels uncomfortable because her skirt got stained. Duan Jiashu notices before anyone else and covers her with his jacket to protect her from embarrassment. Then he goes with Sang Yen to buy sanitary pads for her, even though both feel awkward and embarrassed. To Sang Ji, that gesture means a lot. It is not something spectacular, but it is delicate. Duan Jiaxu does not make fun of her, does not make her feel bad. He simply solves the situation and takes care of her. Also, when he finds out she does not like beef, he orders a separate dish for her. Those small details keep feeding her affection without him noticing. But Sang Ji's life does not revolve only around Duan Jiaxu. She also has to deal with school problems. A friend of hers, Yin Zhenru, begins to distance herself out of jealousy, because Fu Zhengqiu, a classmate who has liked Sang Ji since childhood, tries to confess to her. Sang Ji rejects him carefully because she only sees him as a friend, but Yin Zhenru takes it badly and ends up taking her to a dangerous place where some girls extort her. Sang Ji is terrified and hurt, especially when she understands that her friend took her there on purpose. When Duan Jiaxu finds her crying, he hugs her and calms her down. Then Sang Yen and his friends go to confront the bullies, recover Sang Ji's wallet, and make it clear that she is not alone. After that episode, Duan Jiaxu becomes her physics tutor. Sang Ji is excited because now she has a legitimate excuse to see him. Noticing that she is not very interested in the subject, he decides to take her to a museum to explain science to her in a more visual way. There he teaches her patiently, tells her about his dream of creating an incredible video game, and answers questions about his love life. When he tells her he does not have a girlfriend, Sang Ji is silently happy, although she tries to hide it. She also asks him that if one day he has a girlfriend, he should introduce her to her first. That promise stays engraved in her as something very important, even though to Duan Jiaxu it seems like an innocent joke. Time passes, and Duan Jiaxu's graduation arrives. Sang Ji brings him flowers to thank him for having been her tutor, but she starts hearing that he will return to his hometown after graduating. That saddens her because she feels she is going to lose him just when she admires him the most. That night, he stays at the Sang family home because Sang Yen gets drunk. Sang Ji finds him sitting outside, worried about his debts and about his sick father's situation. She, with that adolescent sincerity, promises him that when she earns money, she will help him pay everything. He laughs, tells her to use her future money on herself, and then leaves at dawn to catch an early flight. Before leaving, he sends her a message asking her to study, take care of herself, and send him her grades so he can send her gifts. From then on, Sang Ji clings to one goal, to get into the same university where Duan Jiaxu studied. She starts studying with impressive discipline, improves her grades, and sends him photos of her good results. He keeps his promise and sends her gifts. But one day, she hears Sang Yen mention that Duan Jiaxu might have a girlfriend. The news breaks her heart. She feels that he forgot the promise to introduce her first. Impulsive and hurt, she buys a ticket and travels alone to Duan Jiaxu's hometown. When he finds her, he is accompanied by a woman she believes is his girlfriend. That completely destroys her illusion. To justify her trip, she invents that she went to see a boy from a dating app. Duan Jiaxu scolds her for being reckless, without imagining that the real reason was him. Sang Ji returns home with her heart in pieces. At the airport, when she sees Sang Yen, she breaks down and hugs him crying. Her brother believes everything is because of a supposed boyfriend, so he protects her from their parents' questions. In her room, Sang Ji stores all the memories related to Duan Jiaxu in a box, as if she could also lock away her feelings. She decides to forget him. Or at least she tries. Sometime later, Sang Ji manages to enter the university she wanted, in the city where Duan Jiaxu now works as a video game developer. There she meets new friends, Ning Wei, Yu Xin, and Wang Rulin. Jiang Ming also appears, a sporty and kind boy who becomes interested in her. During a university party, Sang Ji unexpectedly reunites with Duan Jiaxu. He sees her picking up a pack of cigarettes that was not hers and asks her if she now smokes or drinks. She gets nervous, because he still treats her with that mixture of concern and authority that disarms her. Duan Jiaxu, for his part, notices that she has been ignoring his messages and feels hurt. He does not understand why the girl who used to look for him so much now seems to avoid him. The reunion reopens things that Sang Ji thought were buried. She tries to keep her distance, but Duan Jiaxu reappears in her life with the same naturalness as before. When he gets sick from working too much, Sang Ji takes him to the hospital and stays to care for him all night. She cleans his face while he has a fever, prepares clothes for him, leaves notes with medicine schedules, and makes sure he eats well. Duan Jiaxu begins to notice that she is no longer the little girl he cared for from afar. Now she is a young adult who worries about him in a different, constant, and very sweet way. Those acts of care awaken in him an emotion he cannot name at first. At the same time, the story reveals Duan Jiaxu's painful past. The woman Sang Ji thought was his girlfriend was not his partner, but Jiang Ying, a person tied to the family tragedy he has carried since childhood. Duan Jiashu's father caused the death of Jiang Ying's father, and since then, he has lived marked by guilt, debts, and rejection. At school, they called him the son of a murderer, and his mother promised to take care of the affected family. That burden turned him into someone used to enduring humiliations in silence. That is why, when Jiang Ying appears to demand things from him, insult him, or throw water at him, he does not respond with the strength Sangji would like. She defends him, cleans his face, treats a wound, and tells him that he should not allow anyone to treat him that way. That support begins to touch him deeply. Sangji, meanwhile, remains confused. She believes Duan Jiashu is kind to everyone and that she is not special. One night, she drinks too much with her friends and ends up confessing, without saying names, that she likes someone who does not like her back. Duan Jiashu goes to look for her, carries her on his back, and listens to her sadness. She says that this boy treats her like everyone else, that he does not really see her, and that maybe he will never choose her. Duan Jiashu still does not understand that she is talking about him, but seeing her so vulnerable hurts him. In the car, he promises her that if that person does not make her happy, he will be the one to treat her like someone special. That phrase, although he does not fully understand its reach, already shows that his feelings are changing. Little by little, Duan Jiashu begins to connect the dots. He remembers Sangji's impulsive trip to his city, the lie about the boy from the app, the way she gets nervous when they talk about her crush, the sadness when she thought he had a girlfriend. Everything fits. The boy was always him. When he realizes it, instead of walking away, he feels happy. He also understands that Sangji is already 20 years old and that the difference that once made him stop himself no longer weighs the same. He decides to approach her carefully, without pressuring her, but leaving clear signs. One of the most beautiful moments happens during a friend's wedding. Duan Jiashu sits next to Sangji, sends her playful messages, buys her strawberries when he notices she wanted to eat them, and gives her a bracelet. Sangji looks up the meaning on the internet and fills with hope when she reads that it could be a sign of interest. Afterward, when they travel back to the university together, the great misunderstanding is cleared up. Jiang Ying was not his girlfriend, and neither was the woman at the airport. Sangji realizes that she suffered for years because of a wrong assumption. Duan Jiashu, upon understanding it, does not mock her cruelly, but he does confirm that the situation was more obvious than she thought. From there, Duan Jiashu becomes more direct. He invites her to dinner, clears up misunderstandings, takes her hand, and begins to treat her like a woman, not like his friend's younger sister. On her birthday, he prepares an illuminated terrace for her, with cakes and details thought out only for her. There, he asks what type of boy she likes. Sangji describes someone kind, tall, handsome, and sweet. Duan Jiashu stands up and, with shameless calm, proves to her that he meets all of that. Then he confesses that he can date her. Sangji is left paralyzed. She dreamed of that moment for years, but now that it is happening, she does not know how to react. She asks him to confess several more times, because she needs to be sure. He understands that she is not rejecting him, she is just scared. When they finally start dating, the relationship becomes tender and playful. Duan Jiashu visits her at the university. Her friends tease her about how handsome her boyfriend is, and he becomes more and more affectionate. Sangji tries to cook noodles for him, although they do not come out perfect, and he happily eats them just because she made them. He also accompanies her during moments of insecurity, takes care of her when she works, and worries about her well-being. But not everything is easy. Sang Yen discovers the relationship and feels betrayed by his best friend. To him, Duan Jiashu crossed a huge line by falling in love with his younger sister. At first, he reacts with anger, heavy jokes, and overprotective brother threats, although little by little he understands that Duan Jiashu truly loves her. Later, Sangji faces her first job as an intern. There she runs into a harsh supervisor who treats her badly, humiliates her with heavy tasks, and makes her feel incapable. Sangji tries to endure it so she will not worry her family, but the stress overwhelms her. Duan Jiashu becomes her emotional support. He sends her messages, encourages her, and accompanies her without invading her space. When Jiang Ying tries to use that situation to get close to the supervisor and complicate her life, everything becomes tense again. Sangji discovers that Duan Jiashu's past is not just a sad story. It still follows him in concrete ways. The relationship must also face the gaze of Sangji's parents. When they discover the bond, they become worried. Not only because of the age difference, but because of Duan Jiashu's complicated past and because Sangji is still very young. To them, their daughter is valuable, protected, and still building her path. Duan Jiashu is not offended. On the contrary, he understands their fears. He goes to talk to them respectfully, explains that he never wanted to take advantage of Sang-ji, that he moved, worked, and fought to give her a dignified life, and that he wants to be by her side seriously. He promises to take care of her, respect her, and never make her ashamed of him. That sincerity moves the family. Over time, Sang Yen also ends up accepting him. Although he keeps teasing him, he knows that his friend has suffered a lot and that he is not irresponsible. Duan Jiaxu, for his part, stops living alone while carrying other people's guilt. Thanks to Sang-ji, he learns that he deserves to be loved without having to pay eternally for his father's mistakes. She does not see him as a debt, or as a burden, or as the son of someone who caused a tragedy. She sees him as Duan Jiaxu, the kind man who cared for her when she was a child, who waited for her as she grew up, and who learned to love her when the right moment came. The story moves forward until showing them as a solid couple. Sang-ji matures, becomes a more confident woman, and continues defending her love without losing her sweetness. Duan Jiaxu manages to grow professionally with his video games and also emotionally, leaving behind part of the loneliness that accompanied him for years. Together, they build a relationship based on memories, patience, and trust. It is not a love that appears suddenly. It is a feeling that was born in silence, hid for years, was confused with family affection, and finally found the right way to say its name. In the end, the relationship receives the blessing of those who matter most. Family and friends gather, proud of everything both have overcome. Duan Jiaxu kneels in front of Sang-ji and proposes marriage. She accepts while crying, moved to see that the secret love that began as an adolescent illusion ended up becoming a real promise. He puts the ring on her, and everyone celebrates. Sang-ji and Duan Jiaxu kiss, closing a story that is not only about a beautiful romance, but about growing, waiting, healing, and finding the right person at the right time. The most beautiful thing about this story is that it shows how love can change shape over time. For Sang-ji, Duan Jiaxu began as an impossible crush, an older boy she admired from afar. For Duan Jiaxu, she began as his best friend's mischievous little sister, someone he had to take care of. But the years pass, wounds are revealed, people change, and feelings also mature. In the end, they meet each other from a healthier place. She is no longer a child looking for attention, and he is no longer a young man carrying his pain alone. They are two adults who choose to love each other for real. And that is why, when they finally promise a life together, the story feels earned, not forced. There is also an important detail in the way Duan Jiaxu begins to win her over. He does not try to do it with grand speeches from the beginning, but with small gestures that gradually remove the insecurity Sang-ji has accumulated. He accompanies her when she returns to the dorm, worries if she drank alcohol, asks about her friends, and becomes jealous without fully admitting it when Jiang Ming tries to get closer. To Sang-ji, those gestures are confusing, because for years she forced herself to believe that he was only kind out of habit. But now every glance, every act of care, and every joke seem to have a different intention. Her friends notice it quickly and tell her that he no longer acts like an older brother, but like someone who wants to approach her in another way. Sang-ji's birthday ends up becoming a kind of point of no return. She thinks they are only going to spend some time together, but Duan Jiaxu prepares a surprise with lights, cakes, and an atmosphere far too romantic to keep pretending everything is friendship. Sang-ji gets emotional, although she also gets scared. When he starts hinting that he could be the boy she likes, she goes into defense mode and denies it out of pure embarrassment. Duan Jiaxu, far from giving up, provokes her patiently and asks her to think carefully. He already knows that she feels something, but he wants her to say it with her own voice. Sang-ji cannot. She has spent so many years hiding that love that confessing it directly seems harder than any exam. After that night, the relationship remains floating in a sweet and nervous place. Duan Jiaxu looks for her more, sends her messages, becomes interested in her day, and starts showing up at her university naturally. When her friends meet him, they get excited seeing how obvious his attention is. Sang-ji tries to stay calm, but inside she is experiencing all of it as if a fantasy had suddenly become real. Even so, she is still afraid of getting her hopes up too much. The wound of having thought he had a girlfriend and the habit of feeling like the little girl in his eyes do not disappear in one day. That is why she hesitates, asks for time, and needs him to prove that what they have is not a passing whim. Duan Jiaxu also has to organize his own feelings. He knows that he has known her since she was little and that this could make many people misunderstand what is happening. That is why, at first, he moves carefully. He does not want to hurt her or take advantage of an old admiration. But every time he sees her taking care of him, defending him, or worrying about things no one else notices, it becomes clear to him that Sang-ji is no longer that girl from the past. She is a sensitive, brave woman capable of entering his life with a light he did not know he needed. That understanding helps him leave guilt behind and accept that he also deserves to love. When they officially begin, Sang-ji experiences a happiness she does not know how to hide. In the dorm, her friends want to know every detail, from the way he looked at her to what he said. She tries to appear calm, but her smile escapes her. Duan Jiashu becomes more direct with his care. If she is tired, he finds a way to cheer her up. If she is hungry, he brings her food. If she feels insecure, he reminds her that she is capable. It is a relationship full of jokes and tenderness, but also respect. He does not pressure her to grow faster or treat her like someone immature. He accompanies her while she finds her own rhythm. The problem is that Duan Jiashu's past keeps knocking on the door. Jiang Ying does not stop appearing, demanding an emotional debt he never chose to carry. She uses her family's tragedy to make him feel guilty and refuses to leave him in peace. At first, Sang-ji does not understand the whole story, but when she gets to know what he lived through, the way she looks at him changes. She no longer sees only the kind boy who saved her from uncomfortable situations. She sees a man who learned to smile while hiding enormous sadness. That strengthens her desire to protect him. She does not want to be another burden, but the place where he can breathe. Sang-ji's internship stage also forces her to mature. At the company, she faces difficult people, tasks that overwhelm her, and humiliations that remind her the adult world is not as kind as it seemed from university. She tries to resist alone, because she does not want to worry her family or appear weak in front of Duan Jiashu. But he knows her well enough to notice when something is wrong. He does not treat her like someone incapable. He simply offers support, advice, and company. That way of being present without invading her shows that their love is no longer based only on beautiful moments, but on learning to support each other when life gets heavy. Sang Yen, for his part, represents one of the most comedic and emotional obstacles. To him, Duan Jiashu is not a stranger, but his best friend, someone he trusts, but also the same man he now sees dating his younger sister. His reaction mixes brotherly jealousy, disbelief, and the desire to hit him for being a traitor. Even so, beneath his jokes and threats, it is clear that what he really wants is to make sure Sang-ji does not suffer. Duan Jiashu understands that and faces him honestly. He does not try to hide or take Sang-ji lightly. Little by little, Sang Yen accepts that perhaps the person who can take care of her best is precisely that friend he has known his whole life. The conflict with Sang-ji's parents is more serious. They fear that their daughter will get too excited, that Duan Jiashu's past will end up hurting her. But when he stands before them, he does not victimize himself or hide behind excuses. He speaks to them sincerely about his problems, his responsibilities, and how much he loves Sang-ji. He shows them that he is not looking for a light relationship, but a life in which she can feel protected and respected. That moment is truly key, because love stops being a youthful secret. From there, the story feels calmer, as if both of them can finally breathe. Sang-ji no longer needs to hide her feelings in drawings or lies about imaginary boys. Duan Jiashu no longer needs to pretend that he only takes care of her because she is his friend's sister. The two can look at each other directly and accept that what they feel grew over time, went through misunderstandings, and survived distance. Even the painful memories change meaning. The fox plush toy, the gifts for her grades, the promise at the museum, the strawberries from the wedding, and the bracelet stop being scattered clues and become parts of the same story. End of the drama.